Hello everyone, it's Room_BLX. Today I'm going to show you how to actually improve an ELS car. Let's get started. So in this video you're going to learn how to use user input service. You're going to learn how to use the new Roblox attributes, which are actually amazing. And you'll get to learn on how to actually use event-driven functions on Roblox, opposed to using a while true do loop to see if a value gets changed. So let's get started. Let's stop talking and get to start this. So we're gonna go here. We're gonna open up the toolbox right here. We're gonna use Officer Vargas, or I meant to say the Ford Interceptor. He makes cool vehicles and they're really neat. So I'm gonna show you how to actually fix the ELS system on it, improve it to improve the performance in your game. If you have performance problems, usually it's caused by the ELS because the way it's scripted. So yeah, let's get started. So we're gonna search up the Ford Interceptor. Really nice cars. Right here, apply. Let's see. We'll use the we're actually gonna use the LEPD car. It looks like it was made with someone. Looks like feature authority, so credits to both. So yeah, let's get started. Let's ungroup this. We could remove all this. You guys don't need anything here from here. Alright, so let's get started. We're actually going to improve the drive seat scripts. So the pickup script and the siren control, we're going to improve that. So let's get started. So the pickup script, this is not bad, this code, but we're going to improve it because it could be improved. So let's get started. And actually, let's localize these variables. Don't use global variables. They're not really that good for performance. So I would, I just forgot to put the equal sign there. So yeah, I forgot to put the equal sign there. I would avoid using global variables. This is global and these are local variables. I think there is a I don't know how many seconds it takes or whatnot. I don't really know the the back end stuff to it. I just know that it's not really that performance, and I feel like it clutters your code too. So yeah, we're gonna get rid of this. Okay. I'm all over the place. I haven't done a video in such a long time that I'm a little nervous, so yeah, bear with me. So first things first here, we're gonna do drive seat dot child added connect function, and we're gonna do child, and we're gonna do drive seat dot child removed. I was gonna do occupant checks, but it's not going to work for this scenario. I was going to do like if it, instead of using the seat weld part or the seat weld object, I was going to do occupant changes, but it didn't work. It didn't work for me, so we're going to just stick to the, I guess, the old way of doing it. It still works. It's really not old. I currently use this method too anyways, so yeah. So let's get started. So what we're actually going to do is go here. We're going to use a bit of this code anyways, but we're going to improve it. So first things first. Let's do if child dot name equals to seat weld and child is a weld, then proceed. And we're going to do too, we're actually going to go ahead and do this here. Okay. And yeah, so we're going to first look for the humanoid. So let's go ahead in here and say local humanoid, or let's say found humanoid equals to child dot part one parent find, where's child, oops, I meant to say which is a humanoid. So that's done. I was just all over the place right there. So we're gonna say if found humanoid, then, and what we're gonna do here, we're gonna improve this up actually. So yeah, we can get rid of this, okay. And we can copy this code here, just paste that right into there, and yeah, and we can get rid of this. Okay, so we've did this already. So what we're gonna do is actually get rid of this. So, or not get rid of this, but improve this. So let's just create a new local script. Local script. Okay, it's gonna run the client. We're gonna use this as a child. We're gonna also disable this. Put this into here. Okay, and we're gonna call this Siren control. Call this Siren control, and we're also going to put a bool or a bool value, object value, and we're going to say vehicle. Okay, and you're going to figure out, or you're going to find out why I did that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead in here and say drive seat dot pickup dot Siren control clone. Oh, and for actually. My bad. Let's do local control script equals to that, and then put it like that, and then say clone, and we're gonna say control script dot parent equals to, and actually, well, let's go ahead and one more thing. Let's add this variable players equals game get service players. Oops, not package. Players. And what we're going to do is say players. We're going to say, oops, being lazy. Get character. Get player from character. And we're going to say found humanoid dot parent. Okay. And what we're going to say is dot play GUI. Boom. And then when that's done, we're gonna enable the script. So control script dot disable equals to false. All right, done here. All right, it's done here. So that's done. We're gonna also, let's copy this. So let's say, let's go here and say local found control script equals to players let's first things first, let's do let's make sure that the player's there. So let's actually fix this here. Say local found player equals here. I know this is kind of redundant, but we're going to do it anyways. If found player, I meant to say found player, then paste this here. So yeah, basically what we did here, we're cloning, and actually, let me improve this better. Hold on. Let's improve this better. I just realized what I was doing wrong here. Yeah, that was my fault there. That was my fault there. Nah, that's fixed. That's more like it. Yeah, that code was all over. So basically what we're doing here, we're checking if the humanoid is there. Then if the humanoid's there, we're going to find their player model, and or their player object. So we're going here, doing players, get player from character. So we're basically getting the character from the humanoid, so that's why we're doing found humanoid dot parent. And if it finds it, then it's actually gonna give them the control script basically, and it'll enable it. It'll put it into their player GUI, and then it would and then it's gonna enable the actual script. So next, what we're gonna do, we're gonna actually copy the same code. It's a lot of like copying and pasting basically. And then what we're going to do is say found. We're going to say found player. We're going to say find first child. And we're going to say, what's the script name? Siren control. So we're going to do is put siren control. If found control script, then found control script destroy. And we're going to destroy that script. And that's it there. This should work. I hope it does. I hope it works. So yeah. And one thing before I forget. You see this object value, not a bool value. I don't know what I'm saying. This vehicle value, this is going to come into play now. So we're done with cloning the script into their player GUI. But what we're actually going to do now is actually link that vehicle object value to where the value of that value, the object value, it'll link up to the actual car. So what we're going to do here is actually say control script dot vehicle dot value equals to or we're going to say here, actually, let's do vehicle. Parent. I'm going to say vehicle, and it'll load up that vehicle, basically. So that's how it's done. So yeah, so there you go. That should work. So let's actually test that. So let's actually go into game. This is a mess. So much. Let's actually go in and test this. Hopefully it works, right? So yeah, let's go in. So it looks like it's working, but let's test it. Let's look at our player GUI. And Siren control is there. And it's linking up the vehicle model. Perfect. That's what we wanted. Alright, so stop. That was cringe. Okay, so we're good here. And oh, actually, well, whoops, one more time. Let's check this really quickly. Let's load this up. Okay. So siren control. And it gets removed. No errors. Okay, perfect. And the car's just rolling. Okay. Alright. So yeah, that's the improved code basically. And it's working. So we can get rid of this. So let's open up the siren control. And what I want you guys to do is, I don't know the format of this thing, but go to text label and find this local script within the old siren control GUI model. So this is basically, so yeah, this is the old thing. A lot of the functions on here are actually depreciated. Depreciated meaning Roblox has superseded certain functions with new and improved functions. So we're actually going to show you user input service, because the mouse.key down is actually depreciated. It shouldn't be used for new work. So I'm going to show you guys, and I'm going to show you guys how to improve that code and get it to the, the improved user input service. And I'm going to show you how to FE the sirens, so you actually could hear the sirens throughout the game, because currently this is hooked up to only being client-sided, basically. So I'm going to show you guys how to actually filter enable this, basically. So let's get started. What I'm going to do in here, what I'm going to actually end up doing is, we're not going to copy and paste this, but I think I'm going to just start fresh. So I'm going to say local user. I'm sorry guys that I'm all over the place. I haven't done a video in such a long time. So user input service. Boom. So user input service has been declared. We're also going to declare the I meant to say we're also going to declare the vehicle because we're going to need this object value so we could actually communicate with the vehicle's remote event to basically send a signal to the server. We're going to tell the server to wake up and actually see that we we're toggling the lights, we're toggling the sirens, but we need to have that object value there to actually get the proper remote event, because we don't want to search for someone's car basically throughout the workspace. I think it's just better if you just link the boolean, or not the boolean, the object value. So what we're gonna do here, we're gonna say local vehicle equals script dot vehicle dot value. Okay. All right. And so that's the vehicle. Now let's get started with actually binding these keys. So what we're gonna do is input service input began connect function we're gonna say input input object and what do I say? Game and oops, there we go. So yeah, so what we're gonna do, there we go. All right, so actually, all right, so what we're gonna do here is say if actually we're gonna say if input object key code equals to enum dot key code dot j and not game processed event, then perfect. So I'll explain this to you guys. So we're checking if the input object's key code is equal to enum. Basically, what enum is just Roblox's I think it's just properties. So yeah, we're just checking if it's J, and this game processed event. Basically, while we're checking if it's not, basically, if you were not to do this part here, if you weren't to actually put that into your code, what would happen is if you're typing in the Roblox chat, like using the Roblox core GUIs, like you're typing into the chat menu, you're typing if you're on the leaderboard, it would actually trigger this this code because it's looking if you press J, it's gonna look for it. The game is actually gonna check if you're pressing J. And if you were typing in the chat, let's say you were saying joy in the Roblox chat, it would actually trigger the lights because it's it's a connection. If you were within the vehicle, if you were inside the vehicle, so that's why we put and not game process events. So you weren't, if you're in the car and you're typing to somebody in the vehicle, let's say you're typing a report on the MDT or whatnot, it won't activate, when you would have to actually leave that GUI or any GUI, basically, not just the core, but any GUI. So, once you exit out of that, when your focus is not on that, then it would actually, it allow you to actually, use the ELS. But if you were on a GUI, if you're doing something else, then, it would, it wouldn't allow you to actually run, the ELS code, basically. I hope I explained that well. If I'm wrong, you can just comment. But that's how I always known it as. That's how I was taught. So that's why I do this. But if I'm wrong about that explanation, I hope you kind of understood that. But if I was wrong, let me know. But that's what I learned. So, you know, I'm just passing this on to you. It works in my games. I use user input service, and this method works. So, I don't know. Maybe I might have the wrong explanation, but so yeah. So let's get started here. So basically, we're gonna do here. We're gonna actually before we actually could start scripting this, we have to go in here and actually go into body, and we're gonna rename this event, this remote event. We're gonna we could let's just say ELS. So yeah, so we're gonna say local ELS remote equals to vehicle light bar, or oh, my bad. So we're gonna say vehicle.body.lightbar, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna link up the ELS remote, and there you go. So we're gonna say ELS remote fire server. And what we're gonna do is send arguments basically. So I'm gonna show you guys how to format arguments. What we're gonna say is lights. Okay. And yeah. So lights. And yeah, I think that's good. Yeah, that's good. That's good. So what we're gonna do now, we have to go ahead and fix this. This is a kind of a mess. So we're gonna actually jump now to the server script so we can test this. So what I'm gonna do here is, I think it's a strobes. Let me see. It's kind of a mess here. Oh, it's a strobe. So this is where they actually control their their ELS remote. Their ELS remote would actually listen. This is the listener to the remote, basically. So what we're gonna do here is say local ELS remote equals to script.parent.els. I'm gonna say ELS remote on server event. And I'm gonna say, all right. So when you're doing the on server event, your first argument here will always be player, and then the second argument will be, you know, your ELS argument, or any arguments you pass. I meant to say just any arguments you pass. So what we're gonna do is say ELS argument type, and yeah. So what we're gonna do here. So we're gonna say if ELS argument type. So we're gonna say ELS argument type equals to lights, then boom. All right. So here. Oh, and I don't know if I explained this, but if you go back, sorry, I wanted to explain this. What I did, I got rid of this code here because I don't know what, you know, this is not even being used, so I just got rid of it. So that's why, you know, we're just keeping it like that. All right, so first things first, we're gonna set up the attribute. We just jumped from the client to the server. It's such a mess, but we're gonna it'll work definitely. So we're gonna do here. We're gonna do an argument or an attribute on the light bar model. What we're gonna do is go basically. Hold on, let me fix this here so you guys can see. So you see this light bar here. If you open up your properties, if you have the properties, window, if you don't, just go up here and right click and open up properties and click it. If it's unchecked, click it, and then it'll open it up somewhere on your menu. So when you open this up, you'll see that there's an attributes thing here. You're going to say add attribute, and we're going to say on. And what we're going to do is change that type to a Boolean, basically. So Boolean, and then I'm going to click save. And that's a Boolean value. So what we're going to actually go ahead and do, we're gonna say first things first. We're gonna say light bar, local light bar equals script.parent. Okay, and basic, yeah, that's good. So what we're gonna do is local ELS value equals to light bar get attribute get attribute, and we're going to do string. We're going to actually input a string here, which is on. That's a string. That's the name of the value of the name of the attribute, I meant to say. And what we're going to say is what we're going to go ahead and do here is say ELS. Yeah, I meant to say ELS value equals not ELS value. And what we're going to do is, we're going to do here is light bar. Oh, shoot. Hold on. We're going to say first the ELS value. Actually, you don't even have to do that. You don't even have to do that. So we're going to do light bar set attribute. I'm going to say on. And then we're going to do this here. And we're going to touch this code now. What we're going to end up doing here is say print. We're going to say ELS value. Okay, let's get into game. And yeah, so it looks like it'll work. Hopefully. So hopefully, right? I don't know what these errors are. Just disregard them. So we're gonna say J. All right. So you guys see when you press J, it'll say true, false, true, false, true, false, true, false, true, false. But it's not activating or deactivating or whatnot. You're gonna see that going to work in a minute. So. So what we can say, this will basically, we can remove this. All right, that's from the old local script basically. Strobes. So you can get rid of this print. All right. So. All right. So, all right. It is nerve-wracking now. What's this for? Is this the brake lights? Yeah. Let me see something really quick, guys. It looks kind of weird. Oh, okay. So brake lights. Okay, that's a part of the ELS system too. Okay, I see. All right, so let's actually get this working now. So we could get rid of this for now. So we'll just hide that for now and actually focus on the brakes, the TS, and this thing too. So I'm gonna explain something to you guys. This is bad practice to use multiple scripts like that, or to use multiple scripts with expensive while true do loops, which is this. This is a while true do loop. Basically, so this will constantly run forever until the script is destroyed, until the vehicle. So this is really not good practice in a way. It's kind of expensive because if you think about it, if you had, let's say, 50 cars of these, it would lag out the server after a while. So I'm gonna show you guys how to actually try to improve in performance so you don't have a bunch of while true do loops running when no one has the ELS on. Basically, we're going to show you how to actually convert this to being event driven. Basically, you're still going to have multiple scripts because it looks like the reason why people do this with their ELS scripts is to have the custom patterns basically with the wait times. That's what I figured. That's why everyone does it that way. It's not really that good of a practice to have multiple scripts like this, but I'm gonna just show you guys how to actually improve it, and you know, you can change it from there. But we're not gonna combine this because it looks like to have custom patterns, you know, that's why they have them in different scripts to have custom weights basically. So I'm not gonna overcomplicate this, and just, you know, maybe I'll do a video on how to actually improve the ELS code itself in a later date, but I'm gonna just show you how to just do a broad, you know, just a quick fixture just to improve performance, you know, a little bit of performance, so you don't, you know, and you know, you don't have a bunch of, you know, cars running a while true do loop when they don't even have this ELS on basically. Driven. So brakes, light bar. Okay. And we're gonna name this, the strobes here, let's name this to ELS controller. Okay. Let's name it to that. Alright, so let's get this started. So this is not good practice, but we're just gonna leave it like that. So yeah, where do we get started? I guess we could let's get the brakes first. Let's convert the brake scripts basically. So let's put ELS controller and then brakes. So we have one or two ways to do this. I think I'm gonna take this this approach basically to when the remote is fired, instead of doing like a attribute changed event. I think I'm gonna just do it when the lights gets called, when the remote, instead of just doing a changed value. We could do it changed. You know what, actually I think we're gonna do it changed to not clutter the remote handler. I mean, we could, I don't know, how I want to actually go ahead and this. I don't know how I want to do this. We could do, okay, okay, what we can do here, say, all right, you know what we're gonna do here, we're gonna say if ELS value, what we're gonna do is this. If ELS value, then I'm gonna say we gotta wrap this with a coroutine. So we're gonna basically spawn another script logically. So the while true do loop here, it won't stop this code from running basically. So we're gonna say, yeah, what we're gonna do is coroutine dot wrap function, and what we're gonna do here, do that. Okay, and what we're going to do here too, I'm gonna say while get attribute on do. So we're basically doing here, if it's true, then this script will always run basically. So we're gonna, yeah, this script will basically run. We're gonna say, well, we'll do, and we're gonna actually say wait. I would highly avoid using wait, but we're going to, you know, just for the sake of the video, we're not going to overcomplicate and use heartbeat. I don't recommend doing this. I really don't. But for the sake of the video, we're going to keep it the way it is. So basically what we're going to do here is copy and paste this here. And we're going to change this. We're going to say light bar. Light bar, light bar, light bar. Okay. And that's how it's going to go. And then we're going to copy this and actually delete the brakes script. We're going to go ELS controller. And then, so basically, if this is true, So basically, if this is true, what it will do is it will run this code. Once this thing goes false, once the attribute gets changed, what's going to happen is this will break. This while true do loop will just automatically break. And then when that breaks, what's going to happen is we're going to run this code here. When it breaks, it's going to continue to this code here. And it's going to set the transparency of the breaks to fall, or, you know, it just basically set it to where you can't see them. The light, the light basically. So we're going to do here, say light bar. Yeah, so if this condition is met, it false once the light get attribute on goes false, then it'll break this loop and then it'll continue the code here. And then it'll just, you know, the script will just, I guess, destroy when the garbage collector comes around and cleans up the scripts. So say play here. I hope this works. So as you can see, it's not running. So when you go into the vehicle, see, now it's running. See, it's running the things, and then when you stop it, when you press J, it's gonna stop the loop. You press J again, it'll continue the loop. When you press J, it'll stop the loop. So yeah, I would avoid using while wait. I don't do my loops like this, but I just don't want to overcomplicate the video. You could also do event driven, make this event driven, but since there's an event already here, you could have just checked that the attribute was changed. But since the event is already here, no need to do that. We'll just keep it like this basically. So yeah, basically here, if this condition is met, if the attribute is on, it'll run this code. It'll run this code, and it'll keep running it indefinitely until you turn off the lights, until you press J again. And then when that condition is false, when this condition, it'll automatically break the loop, and then it will it'll run this code. There's nothing else to it. And you can see here, what we'll do here is say print. I'll show you guys something really quick. Hello. I'll show you guys something really quick. So, press J. It'll say hello, 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 hello. And then, I'm just giving you guys an example. When you press J again, it'll stop the hello. It just breaks the loop basically. And the same would happen if you were to destroy the car. So if you go to current server and you actually go ahead and destroy this car, it'll stop that loop basically. It'll break the loop too. So it doesn't matter if the car gets deleted, it'll break it. If you have like a delete tool within your game. So yeah. So that's that. So what sucks here is that you're gonna have to make multiple of these, which I don't really recommend, but we're gonna just for the sake of the video, we're gonna do it this way. So let's go ahead and go here. Delete this here. I haven't done a video in such a long time. I'll probably make a video in the near future on how to actually improve this code. Maybe, I'll probably do one because this is not really how I like to code this stuff. I usually tend to use heartbeat for this because I have more control over the loop itself. Basically, it's event driven. But for this, the simplicity of this video, we're going to just keep it the way it is. So let's just copy this. And then remember, like we said, grab this because this will, when the loop breaks, it'll continue this code. It'll just continue this, and then it'll break this. So basically break this, and yeah. So you can get rid of this traffic. This video was so rusty. I didn't like how I did this video, but I didn't really like how I did this video, but I know this will be beneficial to everybody. And actually, there's a trick. Just do Control H and replace this with light bar. There you go. Okay. Let's do another code routine. Fill this one in. Let's go here. I do not like this code, but it'll work. It'll work. I tend to the while true do loops too, because if an error happens, it will break the loop too. If there's an error, like let's say it can't find this, you know, this part, it'll break the loop. So that's why I tend to avoid using it too. That's one of my other reasons. And destroy the light bar. And what you're gonna do here, just change vehicle to light bar, and get rid of this comment. You don't need that there. And here, go ahead and remove this, and then remove this, because we're gonna put the TS here, this TS script. Basic. So yeah. Oops. Okay, and then when it turns off, place it with light bar, and you should be good. And then we're gonna get rid of this TS script, and we could also get rid of the on script. Or the on, not the on script, the on Boolean value. And then if you play here, I hope it works, right? So as you can see, it stopped running until it turns off, and you don't have that loop running when you're just driving around. You don't have that loop running at all. So you're just using basically event-driven functions opposed to using a while true do loop to, I don't know what this error is, just ignore it. But so yeah, it's pretty neat. Works really nice. It stops. I'll probably show you guys, I'll make a video on how to improve this code because I really don't like how this looks, but probably show you guys how to improve this. But yeah, so that's attributes and that's event driven. You're still using a loop to run the ELS, which is okay. I just don't like the weight here, but we're gonna just keep it the way they had it. So yeah, so now let's get to actually scripting the sirens on this, because you guys have sirens and you guys really can't hear the sirens. So let's get to scripting the sirens now. So what we're gonna need to do is do ELS controller, and actually let's close these coroutines. So I basically want to explain what coroutine does. It almost spawns another thread basically. So when you have a while true do loop, what it will do is it'll basically prevent the code on the bottom of it from actually continuing. So when you wrap it in a coroutine logically, so basically spawn another script, and it basically it'll allow the rest of the code to run. You know, it'll allow the rest of the code to run. Like if I can show, I'm probably show you guys something. If you, let's say you had a while true do loop, while true do wait, right? And you said print hello, hi, right? And then you have a print under here that says bye, right? If you go here, you see how it says hi, right? And it didn't allow the bye to print. Well, that's why, because this basically stops the thread. This stops the whole thread. So when you wrap it in a coroutine, what it'll basically do, a coroutine, it'll spawn in another thread. and it'll allow the rest of the code to run. And make sure you do this. You do the 2 parentheses because it won't run the routine. It won't run it. See, and now it spawned. It said bye and it said hi, and it still continues. So that's, you're basically spawning another script within a script, basically. If you understand what I mean. So here, what we're gonna do, say else if string, so string, and you'll see what I'm going to do here in a second. We're going to go ahead in here, and we're going to open up this local script and then the Siren control. What we're going to do here, say else if, let's just copy this down. Just copy a couple of them down. Just copy a couple of them down. All right, so we're gonna do, so let's do the whale. So I guess they have that set as R. So let's do whale. Let's do R, and we're gonna do whale. All right, and then, so let's get whale, and then T is the Yelp. So let's do T. T is Yelp. Yelp. That's T, and then G. Oh, I gotta show you guys how to do the horn too. So G. Oops. And what's G again? That's oops. Just a Control Z there. G is the priority. Okay. Just copy and paste this. Priority. So Yelp, you have lights, whale, and then we got to do F. Okay, so F. What we're gonna do is I think that's the air horn. Yeah, the air horn. Let's copy and paste the air horn. Oops, being lazy today. Air horn. Okay. And there you go. All right, and for the air horn, we're gonna need to do something else too. So we're gonna do user input service dot input end it connect and actually we're gonna change this to air horn on. We're going to change this to air horn on, and we're going to copy the same thing here actually. I'm going to copy the same thing, and then F, and change this to if, and okay, and we're going to say off. All right, so let's actually convert all this stuff to the server now. So let's say, let's go here. Well, we're gonna say Yelp and priority. Then we're gonna say air horn on. We're basically doing arguments, so we don't have to have like 500 remote events. We pass arguments through basically. And then air horn off. Okay. Let's press enter, 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 and enter. Okay. Oh, basically, this is done. We don't really have anything else to do there. Now we just gotta make this server-sided basically here. So let's just copy this code and delete all of this actually. You need to start deleting all of this stuff actually. So whale. So what you're gonna do here is change this to white bar. And what we're gonna do is get rid of this. And we can get rid of this here and just do this. Do that. Get rid of this. Okay, get rid of that. Okay. Let's grab T. So T's, I think, Yelp, right? Yeah, T's Yelp. Scripting gets fun sometimes. Change this. Change that to. Change that. Get rid of all this text. So you basically just want the light bar dot middle, just like this, basically. Let's get G. So I guess G's priority, right? Yeah, priority. Forgot. We're almost done. We're making this work. Don't worry. That's why I have a fresh ELS system. I know this will be a lot helpful for a lot of people. I don't know if a video has been made covering this before, but I'm probably not the first one to make a video about this anyways, but if I can benefit everyone, that's all that matters. Oh, you can just copy this right here. Copy this and delete this. You guys don't need this here. And then the air horn on. Change that. And then grab this. Air horn stop. Delete that. And boom. So you guys can get rid of the siren control thing. And yeah. Let's actually set the volume up. Okay, so you guys can hear this. So you have the siren. See? Basically the horn. And you have that server sided basically. And you have J. And the sirens. If you have the sirens and you press the horn at the same time, you get the siren. So yeah. And there you guys go. That's how you improve code. I don't know. And there has to be a fire truck passing by at this time. There it goes. That's funny. Well, the fire truck is passing by. So yeah, that's a good end to the video. Well, this is how you do it. It's been actually pretty fun doing this. I know this is gonna be beneficial to a lot of people. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I have nothing left. If you have any comments, just put them in the comments section. I'll leave the comments open. I'm gonna see how I'm gonna actually allow you guys to have this model. I guess if we get to 50 likes, I'll release this place on copy lock, then you guys can grab the model. But yeah, I don't know what else. But this is it. This is it. It works. It works. It's not the best code, and I'm gonna be the first one to say it. It's not the best code, but it works. It'll work for a lot of people, and that's all that matters. There's many ways you can do this. I don't use this way. I don't really like to use this way anyways, but just figure it out. You can work with this. Yeah, it's really nice code. That's all I can say. It works. You guys got a brand new siren control. So yeah, I mean, probably gonna upload more videos after this one. We could call this our chassis improvement project, I guess, or ELS improvement project. And we could just do a series on doing different things. Maybe the next video I could show you guys how to do a lockable car feature. To where you can lock your car and no one can get into it. I could do a car spawning, like how to make a car spawner system. Just let me know what you guys think. I know that A lot of you guys are going to really appreciate this video. So yeah. I guess that's it. Everyone. So yeah. We're gonna leave it as that. Just let me know what, any other scripting videos you guys want, but I'm planning on doing a car spawning system and a car locking feature, so you guys can actually lock the car. I think that'll be included with the car spawning system, because you actually, yeah, I'll probably include that with the car spawning system. But yeah, this is it. It works. It's nice. The coding is a lot better, a lot improved. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Have a great rest of your weekend. It's Friday, so have a good weekend. And I stay safe. And yeah, this is. Learned arguments. You guys learned event driven. You guys learned attributes, user input service. You guys learned about coroutines. I learned about threads. You guys learned about so many things here. You guys learned about weight, while true do loops. You guys learned about arguments. So yeah, this is basically a debounce too. Yeah, you guys learned about debounces. This is a debounce. So if it's playing, then it'll turn it off. If it's not, then it'll turn it on. So this is basically a debounce, without having to do, if such and such, then such and such, false, else true. Instead of doing that, you're just doing it like that. But you guys learned a lot today, so just enjoy. Let me post this there. Separate this. Make my code a certain way. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you need any, help, just post in the comments. I'll probably get to it. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy this, and thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day, or a great night, whatever. So yeah. All right. Goodbye, guys.